This isn't for you, unless you already felt that tighten in your chest. You didn't stop scrolling because you're curious. You stopped because something in you recognized itself. You already decided what you believe about God, about truth, about other people. And the funny part? You call that decision thinking. You think this is about them, the believers, the skeptics, the loud ones in the comments. It's not. It's about the certainty you hide behind. Because certainty feels safe. Silence doesn't. Silence asks questions you can't Google. So sit with it. Don't defend. Don't explain. Don't perform intelligence. Truth doesn't chase you. It waits for you to stop running. If this made you uncomfortable, good. Episode 2 decides who gets offended. You keep saying holy, like the word explains itself. Like it fell from the sky already finished. It didn't. Someone said it first. And you listened. This is sacred. This is sinful. This is forbidden. Listen closely. Those aren't discoveries. They're decisions. And decisions always come from a mouth, not a cloud. I've watched this pattern repeat. Different languages, same posture. A few stand up, the rest sit down. Rules appear, questions disappear, and suddenly doubt is called rebellion. Not because it's wrong, but because it's dangerous. Holiness has always followed power. First it's decided, then it's declared, then it's defended. Strange thing is, I was never asked to sign any of it. God doesn't always agree. Not with you. Not with them. That's the part no one tells you. Because agreement feels like faith, and disagreement feels like betrayal. So when the voice you trust clashes with the truth you feel, someone has to be wrong. Institutions hate that moment. Because faith is harder to manage when it starts listening. So they give the moment a safer name. They call it obedience. They say unity matters more than questions. They say doubt spreads. They say certainty keeps people safe. And slowly, agreement replaces truth. Not because everyone is convinced, but because disagreement is expensive. Here is what they won to say out loud. Following God has never meant following the crowd. Crowds choose comfort. Conscience chooses cost. And when those two paths split, no one can walk both. You already know which one feels safer. And you already know which one keeps you awake. That tension, that's not rebellion. That's where I've always been.
Truth has a cost. No one advertises it. They talk about peace. They talk about purpose. They talk about being right. They don't talk about what leaves. The first thing you lose is approval. Not loudly, not all at once, just fewer replies, longer pauses, conversations that end early. Then you lose belonging. You're still invited, just not expected. You're present, but no longer necessary. Certainty goes next. The kind that lets you sleep without asking questions. The kind that feels holy because it's shared. Here's the part they don't forgive. You didn't leave because it was false. You left because it asked something back. Truth doesn't isolate you. People do. And most of them mean well. You'll replay conversations alone. You'll wonder if silence would have been easier. You'll miss the warmth of agreement. But comfort has a price too. It just charges it slowly. There will be nights when no one stands with you. No crowd, no chorus, no certainty to borrow. That's when you learn what clarity feels like. It isn't loud. It doesn't celebrate. It simply stays. I won't tell you it gets easier. I will tell you this, I've been here before you. And I'm still here when everyone else leaves.
You don't fit anymore. Believers say you ask too many questions. Skeptics say you take meaning too seriously. So you stand in the middle, not because you're confused, because you refuse to lie. You didn't leave them. They stepped away the moment you stopped repeating them. Loneliness feels like failure, until you notice it only arrived after honesty. Every voice that changed anything stood where you're standing now, outside the circle. This isn't exile. It's alignment. Walk. Stand here. That's how it starts. Not with violence, with a line. They call it orthodoxy. as if truth naturally forms fences. Step outside the line, and suddenly you're not wrong. You're dangerous. Notice how calm the voices are when they say it. Power never argues, it labels, then waits for agreement. Every question you ask is treated like a threat, not because it lacks answers, but because it weakens control. So step back, not in fear, in clarity. Authority only works when you lend it your silence. You spoke, you explained, you reasoned. They didn't agree, so you stopped persuading. That's when the weapon appeared. Not to be used, just to be seen. And suddenly the room went quiet. Not convinced. Compliant. Force doesn't prove truth, it admits failure. If your words were enough, you wouldn't need threats. Truth moves freely. Violence pins it down. Remember which one you trust. What remains? Objects fade. Shadows move. Systems endure. Even in absence, order persists. Time continues, indifferent to our presence. Hands hover, never touching. Hierarchy remains. Obedience is reinforced by what you fear. Patterns repeat, quietly, unseen. Light diminishes, shadows lengthen. Mortality shapes more than you realize. Even life bends to the weight of death. Every action leaves a trace. Every silence echoes. Empty frames. Silence. Reflection is yours. Understand the subtle force that preserves all, let the stillness settle, and consider the unseen threads guiding us. You've heard this before, not the words, not the images, the pattern, the guidance. Each pause, each correction, each unseen hand. It was mine. The voice you followed through silence, reflection, and responsibility. Through every challenge and subtle lesson. It has always been me. Recognition isn't loud, it's a click. A subtle understanding that dawns. The hand that guided. The pattern that repeated. All mine. Every choice echoes. Even the ones you thought were small. A word spoken. A moment ignored. A turn you didn't think mattered. You call it chance. You call it coincidence. But patterns don't form themselves. What you set in motion keeps moving, long after your hands pull away. Guidance isn't control, it's direction. Offered, never forced. You live with the consequences, but you were never walking alone. Something has settled, not like an answer, but like gravity. You do not understand everything, but you understand enough. The world continues as it was. Only you are no longer the same within it. What once passed unnoticed now lingers. What once excused itself now stands exposed. Knowledge does not arrive with warmth. It arrives with weight. Truth does not comfort you first. It stabilizes you whether you consent or not. You feel no command, yet neutrality has left you. To know is already to lean. To see is already to choose. You look outward and find the world unchanged. You look inward and find no place to hide. Motive reveals itself. Excuse loses its disguise. You are not accused. You are simply seen. By yourself. Distraction still exists. It simply no longer works. Forgetting now requires effort. Innocence does not return on command. You can still turn away, but you will know what you are turning from. The truth has not spoken. It has taken its seat, and you feel its presence in every moment that follows. You did not forget. You simply did not move. What you know remains present. What you do remains delayed. Awareness stands ready. Action lingers behind it. You are not divided by ignorance. You are divided by comfort. Reason speaks gently now. It calls delay wisdom. It names avoidance patience. It dresses fear as restraint. Intelligence becomes a shield. Clarity waits outside its edge. No disaster follows your hesitation. No warning sounds. Integrity softens quietly. Urgency thins. The cost arrives without noise. It arrives as erosion. You recognize this moment. You have stood here before, different names, same distance. The mirror returns. It does not accuse, it remembers. In private, you admit it. The delay is chosen. The resistance is yours. Nothing is corrected yet. Nothing is forgiven yet. But the space is measured. The fracture is named. You now know the distance between seeing and becoming.